All right, boom. So we're live on the YouTube link that we had said. I'm gonna actually jump over there as well.
It's not yet.
I can't. What is the YouTube link? Where did you guys send that? Did Andre send it?
It's in the same email with Andre. So we're all everybody's on the same page because we're gonna keep this going this morning. So I have a whole day. We are going to see if Andre can get in. Some people can pop off. If you're not gonna really need to be on here, let's do that. The links are all in Andre's email. If you're going to YouTube, make sure that you kind of cut the sound off so we don't hear double echoes. And then let's just go and see if we can get through some of the questions that we had and see how this works. Sorry, Dwayne, but this is a really bad Zoom call with older people.
Hey, JR, I think the link is still private. I just tried to jump over there. If you could just make it public so we can jump in.
I'm trying to work on it right now.
All right, perfect. So we'll run through this. We're just trying to set up that private link. So first thing you notice is we're able to actually change the backgrounds. And we can actually change the backgrounds pretty swift. So let's say, we have our regular background for regular conversation and performances. And let's say we still got to work out the pricing standpoint. Let me see, Andre just joined. Boom, there we go. Just put Andre in. Let's say Andre, let's say, we're done with a performance. We want to give away some money, and then boom, we just change to another background. That background could be money falling. It could be a number of things, or kind of whatever we choose for it to be. Within this session, I can also take people away, right? So I can remove you, I can remove Gabrielle, I can remove Angela's already removed, I can remove Carol. And I can remove Andre and T. Pruitt and just have us three. Within that, we can actually move and this is all happening live. We can do this live, right? So this is all happening live. We can configure, who's speaking, who are the smaller folks in one swoop. We can take away backgrounds as well.
So can you guys hear me? If you I'm here, but is it now no one else is here? Can they hear what we're talking about? Are they still there even though their screen is up, or are they off now?
They're off now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but you have them in the green room to add them back on.
Yep.
Cool.
I can pop them back on. So let's say I can pop them on and off at any given time. They should have a notification that says they're kind of hanging out in the green room. They're not on stage right now.
Got it.
So just hang out.
Okay.
And then
I do have a notice saying you were in the back room or whatever, but I could hear everything. Am I supposed to be able to hear everything?
Yes.
I was. Okay.
Yeah. So when we bring you back, you're not totally lost on, what we've been talking about while you were backstage. We can also have multiple overlays, right? So we can have a logo. Obviously, we can have different logos, and these logos can interchange throughout the show if we wanted to. We can have overlays on the actual live itself. So, if we wanted to create that, we wanted to create a banner at the bottom, which we've used.
And I think we sent you guys a banner sample. I sent a background sample just now too. I don't know if it'll match with the banner on the bottom, but that way you can drop that in. I just emailed it to you, Dwayne and JR. Let's see.
So I think this is good to know where we are. But I want to move forward because I understand we can change backgrounds. We can create, if we needed to, various backgrounds and logos to assist with what we're doing. But I think what I want to get to is kind of logistics. This is nice. Let's just get to, there's only 10 people that can be in the back room at one time. So at max, and there's no way for you to pull in anyone who is visiting. And I still want to see it on the other side. So we have to address the two things that I was saying, which is how do we get and I still want to see
players.
So we. All right, so that must be the YouTube is up.
Yeah, the YouTube is up now. I'm on it. I jumped over to it.
I am not. Let me see.
You may want to refresh it. I had to refresh it, and then it.
That's it. It's saying I need to sign in with a G Suite account.
Is everyone else having issues getting into the?
No, YouTube is good. It's just a little delayed, of course, just from broadcasting, but
Right.
it's up.
So I see that Kelsey added a comment. That comment, let me see.
It's saying the video is restricted. I don't know why.
See that Kelsey added a comment. That comment.
All right. Well, for me it says it's restricted, so I'll have to it's all that way. I wonder if it's
comment. That comment.
all right. Well, for me it says it's restricted, so I'll have to all that. All right. So that's the other. If you have two things on. Mute the sound on YouTube, please. Hello. Hi.
Okay.
Cut the sound off on your YouTube. All right. Who doesn't have this?
Yeah.
All right. So I can't get in. Angela can't get in. And it's saying I need to do a G Suite account. So
Yeah, I
was
think
able to get in.
that may be a because it's private or something. Usually, folks can just log, like, as soon as they log in, they can see it. I think there may be something with the account being private. JR.
Well, it's unlisted. It's went from private to unlisted. I'm on it right now as well. I just got the value down on YouTube, and it's currently 4 people that's looking at it right now.
So it's telling me I need to sign in with a G Suite account.
So that may, I don't know if it's anything that is blocking it on your end. Is it are you signed into YouTube? Are you signed into YouTube with your Gmail account? Because it's unlisted, so that's one of the other.
Yeah. It is. It is.
It might need to be refreshed again once. I don't know if that'll affect it, but
I did that. I logged out and logged back in. Because the question is, what if they don't have a? Can we bring? All right, let's bring everybody back in so that we don't have everybody backstage. All right, there you go. The question is, what if they don't have a? Can we bring? All right, let's bring everybody back in so that we don't have everybody backstage. Hello.
Yeah. If
question is, what if everybody, if you have both of them open, you got to cut one of them off backstage. Hello. Everybody, cut off your YouTube. Just have it there, but cut the sound off.
Yeah, just click the sound button at the bottom and mute yourself.
Okay, I wasn't able to gain access to YouTube as Nicole was, and it's obviously because I'm not signed into a Gmail or a YouTube account or anything like that. So what if a player who just wants to view it, or a particularly older player who does not have access to YouTube or Gmail, where does that leave them? Are they just unable to access it?
No, that is only because the link was private and unlisted. If the link is public, which just because I knew this question was coming, I just went ahead and made it public. Once it's public, anybody in the world can see it.
Okay, so it's currently public.
Did you add address? Did you put certain email addresses in there or names in there? So I'm logging in various ways and it's not allowing me to see it. So for the YouTube.
No, this again, it was only because the link that was sent was private because I didn't think everybody would. Well, we don't necessarily want this public on it because we are testing everything out. However, if we do anything that's public, if it's a public link, there's not going to be no issues because we're going to be putting this on our websites as well, texting it out, push notifications to send it to people. But as long as the link is public, no matter what, anybody's going to have a chance to see it, and they don't have to be logged into YouTube.
Okay, well, can we get a temporary public link so we can see how that works?
I just made it public, but being that we have already started recording, it might not come in time. It might not start in time. Websites, browsers have caches, and you might have to refresh or delete your cookies inside of it, depending on what browser you're looking at.
Yeah. So I'll jump in there. Like I said,
yesterday, you might have to refresh or delete your.
Yeah, yesterday we just did a live and we went public and people had no issues logging in. I've done numerous lives. The only issue that we're having today is that we made it public. When you send out, we made it private. When you send out a private link, you send it to an individual person. You're making a private link, a private group. You have to log in and have an account to view that content. But we've never had a problem when we've gone public with people being able to get in.
So Dwayne, we appreciate that. So we're gonna move on to solve the other problems that we have, and then at some point we are probably gonna need to just to see it private, what a public one will look like, just because check our boxes, right? Yeah. We can't have 10 people on here. So ideally, we need to be able to pull in our players or not. So we see the chat. This is the private chat between us. What would we see if I was a player? So Kelsey is on as a viewer, right, on the private link. So she jumped off and went on. What do we see? Is it so that what I see is a private chat between us?
I see the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
where's the public chat? Or what do we see when there's guests? And how do we know they're guests?
Yeah, JR, we're gonna have to make it public because now it's saying the YouTube doesn't support. Go ahead. It says that YouTube doesn't support comments on private videos.
I think it's public now. I'm seeing it. It looks like it changed. It went from unlisted to now being looking like a regular YouTube link. But maybe I'm seeing something differently.
Yeah, so, it says 6 watching now, started streaming 12 minutes ago.
Yes, the link has been changed, but again, since we started,
it takes a minute for it to go through everybody. Right. So it takes a while to populate on where you are and how you are.
However, if I don't know if you're able to see it on the side, but I'll just click it here. What you will see here is this. It's so what we would have to do, and I believe that Dwayne had said it earlier, is the comments you will be able to see on YouTube. So if you go on YouTube, you will be able to see the comments there. But what we will have to do here is we will actually have to pull in comments, just like if you see below, you see the Streamyard live video comments show up on Streamyard. This is an example. So what will happen is while I'm producing it, if I see a comment, so say for instance, if somebody says, "Oh, great performance," or "I love DC Lottery," et cetera, I'll click on the comment section on the right side and I can pull it up so people can see it on the screen.
So this is where we are. And I'm gonna tell everybody where my viewpoint is. Last night I said that depending on how this goes depends on if we move forward. So we need to be able to run a contest. So it's not about being able just to highlight, someone says that the performance is great or we're great. I need to be able to see all of the comments and see engagement so that if we say we're picking a winner from some of these and we say to, do it, we can actually see all of them. And secondly, I also need to be able to, at some point, if I had to pull that chat. So for example, if we say, in order to win, type in, "I love DC Lottery," right? Mm-hmm. So I'm using Zoom as a platform, as a comparable. If we said, go in the chat and, put in, "I love DC Lottery, and we're going to pull number 5762, whatever. One, I need to be able to see all the comments to pull number 5762 or whatever the number we decide. And if I'm audited, I need to be able to have that chat saved. And I don't think we can do that in this comment area. So either we're going to have to watch it on YouTube, which is not preferable because everybody else can't see it, or we have to highlight it on here. So from a logistical standpoint, can you save the comments on YouTube?
The comments will stay on YouTube regardless, and we will have it here in the back end once it's public. So we can yes, so you will be able to see it on YouTube. But you can't see it real time you can't see it real time in this feed. It's only going to be on YouTube or on the right hand side. I don't know if everybody is able to see it, but on the right hand side, you'll see comments, banners, and in the comment section there is where you'll see all of the comments coming in real time.
So that's what I was asking, because I think maybe because it's private. So this comments that we see right here is from YouTube.
Which particular comment? Because the only comment.
So when I look at mine, and it may be that, and it's hard, I wish we could do a screen share. On my right, it says one tab is private chat, which I'm assuming is between us. And then there's a comments field, and it says YouTube doesn't support comments. So that field that says comments would be what's live on YouTube. But is there a delay?
It might be a delay because we went from private to unlisted to now public.
No,
okay,
you mean
like in a normal day, is it like a couple seconds delay, or is it real time?
In a normal setting, it is as close to real time as you could get. It may be like 1 or 2 seconds in, but it's real time as you will be able to get it to.
Okay, so it's pretty close. It's not like a 5-minute delay. It's
no, it's not like a 5-minute delay at all.
Like I said, yesterday we went live with a library, and Pork Chop kept saying, "Hey, if you have a question, send a question in the comment. Doesn't matter what platform you're watching on, send a comment." And as soon as he said that, that feed started to fill up with comments. I then selected one, boom, threw it on screen, and then Pork Chop read the comment. So we can essentially do the same thing for winners. Hey, type "You love DC Lottery" on either YouTube or Facebook, and we're going to choose one winner. Those start to flood in. We choose one randomly, and then boom, we put up in the screen, "Hey, Streamyard, thanks for saying you love DC Lottery. You are now the winner." I think the question is, how do we track that person? Like, if it's a Facebook page, we can take their name and so on and so forth, and we can go back and try to track that person through Facebook.
So what we would normally do. So I just need our team to know we're going to need more people than we anticipated. You're going to need one person watching the comments for appropriateness in general, and then we're going to need 1 or 2 people checking to make sure that we can pick the winners. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't think it can just be like, I'm assuming like Tashana by herself, because the number and the volume is going to be much higher. So we're going to need people to be able to check for comments to say, "Hey, post, I want you to like highlight this when they're saying something." But I think we also have to have someone who's checking for whatever we determine the criteria is for the winners. What we normally do, Dwayne, for winners is once someone has been identified as a winner, but we've normally done it in Instagram or whatever, we tell them that if you hear your name, you see your name, you need to DM us, and we get their contact information.
Okay.
So like,
you say that over air.
So we normally say it over air and say, "Hey, if you win from us," and we can put a message up that says, "If you're a winner from DC Lottery or you won, either email us or call us," because we have to send them documents.
Nicole, it's actually the opposite. We tell them we'll DM them because we take it down. The problem with them telling them to DM us is that the people who did not win messaging us.
I know, but this part is going to be a little different because you're not going to, like in Instagram, we got the handle.
Right.
Like here, they're on YouTube visiting us. But what we'll have to do is we'll have to identify some identifier. I have to think through this because in Instagram, there you have their handle, you have a way to contact them. Here, they could be in various platforms, right? So they could be watching this from Insta, YouTube. Like, where's this part? Like, how they could be watching this anywhere. So there's no way for us to reach them, correct?
That would be the tricky part if they're on YouTube and they haven't logged in and they don't necessarily have a name associated with their account and they're just kind of watching. So that's the benefit of, I mean, it's funny, like once you log into your Gmail, you're kind of always kind of logged in. If you log into Facebook, or excuse me, you log into YouTube, your account automatically pulls up. But let's say you don't have any of that stuff and you were to just watch on YouTube, you click the link and watch and you don't have a profile, then you basically come up as, you know, one of these folks here, like you just see like an icon with nobody. And if somebody was to comment, we wouldn't necessarily know their name or any information.
We gotta reimagine this, guys. We gotta reimagine this in 32 seconds, 32 minutes. How to make this work.
So I was wondering if it would make sense to actually try to go through the run of show and just show us how these elements would switch out, move in.
But I think what the problem is, Gabrielle, I know how people can move in. They kind of showed us if it's a guest. So you have someone who's a guest, the same way they were just moving people in. We need to figure out how we're handling this winners because we don't have a way right now. You can only have 10 people in a waiting room, right? There's no way to identify winners from the comments only because we won't have any contact information. So for me, I mean, I normally don't do this. I think we need to really figure out how we can get the crust of the program together. Because the crust of your program is you have 3 winners that need to be selected, and we have no way to do that.
So there's a way that we could do it, right? So we could potentially make a register or like a sweepstakes link, right? And throughout the show, we can say, hey, go here, and we can have, you know, win with DCLotteryLive.com and register. We will be pulling a winner out of that registration every 5 minutes or whatever, right? And then we can live or in the background, me, JR, and whoever else from DC Lottery could be in that list as it starts to fill up and choose someone, right? And then boom, we can put a comment there. Hey, Nicole, you registered at 3:55. You know, you're a winner. And we have their name, their email information, so on and so forth. So we can create a separate site where people can, while they're watching, you know, open a tab, go in there, register real quick, and then we can pull for that list. That way we have the information, it's private, so on and so forth. I mean, that would be probably the safest, easiest, I don't want to say easiest, but the safest way to do it, where we have information, we have the entire list for auditing purposes. We don't have a situation where people are, you know, claiming prizes that they didn't win, so on and so forth.
That is an option I think we talked about prior. So there's 2 questions here. The point of this is to get people to know about us and you guys, but also to capture information, right? So I'm just going to post to the team, if they're going to leave this platform, which is not always ideal, we have them leave our platform to go do something else in the middle of the show, which is not what we really want to do. But if we're going to have them leave, do we have them go to our Instagram page or someplace that's at least connected to us? So I don't know. The form could work.
JR, is there any other way that through all the markets, they've done any sort of live pricing that you can think of that would be outside of what I just described?
To my knowledge, no. But to your point, because this is going to be seen on all of our websites as well. We're going to be putting this embed of this video on all of our sites. So to your point, we can have the form inside of the post that's carrying the video, and they don't have to leave that post because they could go right underneath it and put all of their information in, and we could go check the platform that we use, Appavada, to see how many people have registered, and we can pick winners and backups if needed from there.
So did you guys get that? So to JR's point, the link to register, if you're looking from our website, the link to register would be right underneath the embed, right? So they're watching the video here. The link to register would be right here, and it's like put in your information. You don't necessarily have to leave the page. But that would be for everyone who is viewing on our website. If they're viewing on YouTube, I guess in the description of the YouTube page, JR, we could put the link, right, for someone to register. And then on Facebook, we could do the same. So, I mean, we can make it as easy as possible to do it.
Yes, the way we can pin the comment on YouTube, and we can pin the comment in the comment section on Facebook.
That's not something we can test right now, is it?
We're not doing another one of these.
Nah, it's gonna take a bit to create the contest and pin it and get it all up.
We're gonna have to do another run through once we have this done.
Yeah. We'll
So-
probably have to do another walkthrough.
All right,
Yeah,
so
and then when we do another walkthrough, we'll have it public from the beginning. I mean, we were just trying to figure out a way to do it without it being public on our page right now, which has been public. Hopefully nobody's up this early, but we'll figure out a way to have it public where the comments come in. Because as soon as I did that, it said YouTube doesn't support comments on private videos. So that's why the comment isn't coming in. So we'll figure out a way to be able to activate the comments. Maybe we just create a page that nobody knows about.
at this point, you can actually probably end the broadcast because there's nobody, most of us can't view it, right? So it's, because we can do the rest of what we need to do here without the broadcast being up.